All of it.
Wait. Yeah. So go ahead.
Welcome to Bacon's My Podcast, a show that is brought to you by a bunch of places that also include Drink Wild Bills, GrillYourAssOff.com, Native Design. Well, I lost all of it. I lost
Native Blend.
Native Blend, and Mythical Beards. I don't know. Shave your balls. Manscaped, 20% off. Promo code BACON.
BaconPod, 20% off. Free shipping. All that stuff.
Yeah.
Today we have a super cool interview with a really super cool guest. She is the lead singer of the band Infected Rain, Lena Scissorhands, who, dude, if we could have, we probably could have had like a 3-hour episode.
Would still be talking to her.
We'd still be talking to her, and she, we didn't even scratch the surface. Her appreciation for travel and food, and I mean, we talked a lot about the music process and the music industry and becoming a DIY band and being a DIY band.
Right.
And something that we didn't touch on, because this is the second time we're introducing this episode, funny, is there was a point in this episode where we talk about fans and appreciating the people that listen to you. And she gets choked up. And to me, that was cool as shit. That somebody got real with us and was like, yeah, like that means a fucking lot. And her appreciation for her fans gives me not just like, I already respected her, but like way more respect in that aspect. And this is a great talk. We should get into it.
Yeah, you guys should just listen. It's really, really good. Check it out. Hope you enjoy it.
Now,
Bacon! Bacon is my podcast! Bacon! Bacon is my... Bacon! Bacon is my podcast! Bacon! Bacon is my...
Interruption!
I was going to do the hold up. Hey. But that was better.
Nice.
There's no time like today to take care of your hygiene.
Indeed.
And one of those things that can help you, if you're a man or a woman even, Manscaped. Manscaped can help you with their lawnmower 4.0.
Yeah.
Their lawnmower 4.0 has skin-safe technology. It's a ceramic blade. It's waterproof. It's got a nice little LED light, so this way you can see underneath all those crevices.
Shave your privates in the shower in the dark. Don't actually do that.
Don't do that.
But you could.
Yeah, you could with Manscaped.
Because you have a light.
Indeed. And for guys, listen, the perfect package 4.0 is like where it's at for you guys, because it comes with not only the lawnmower, not only the weed whacker for your ear and nose holes.
Well, we got one. So bring it up real quick. What you also get, so yes, for one, you get the lawnmower 4.0, which is ceramic blades. It's not going to cut you. It's got a guard, so you can, make sure that you got a trim in some spots. You got to the skin in other spots. You make sure that beanbag's shiny. We also have some...
Package that beanbag in...
underwear.
The underwear.
Yeah.
It's got the little ball pouch.
It does have the ball pouch.
And it's fantastic.
Yeah.
It's great.
Separate. It's technology.
This right here...
I like this.
Is for when you are shaving your balls.
Yeah.
It's little placemats, so this way...
It's like a newspaper.
Yeah. But then you just... You shave them, you crumple it up, you throw it away. No mess, no huss, no fuss.
Yeah.
Right?
It's also got some. It's got some fun, funny articles in it.
It does. It does when you read.
I recommend you definitely read it, but not while you're shaving your nuts.
No. There's the ball deodorant.
Yes, I use it every day. Crop preserver.
And the crop reviver.
I don't use it every day, but I have used it plenty of times.
It is pretty fantastic. You need that midday spritz.
Yep.
Just go for it. Freshens you up right away.
Who doesn't love a little spritz on the beanbag?
Exactly. And where do I keep it all? Well, right here. The shed, baby.
You know what? The shed is a pouch for the things to clean your pouch.
Exactly.
Right? Right?
I use it personally for my toiletries when I travel.
You do. I've seen it.
I've got multiple. I've got a few of them.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, go ahead, manscaped.com. Use the promo code BACONPOD.
You get 20% off this entire order plus free shipping. Not only can you get the Perfect Package 4.0, but you can sign up for their program where they will send you new stuff automatically.
New blades.
Every month, every 2 months, every 3 months. You decide what you need. If you need new blades every 3 months, they'll send you new blades every 3 months. If you want to check out maybe the crop mops.
I can't talk about the crop mops enough.
They're my favorite thing.
Yes.
Get those every month.
When you come and you hang out with us and we see you and stuff like that, we always have crop mops on our person. So
yeah, it's like
sure
a
you
business
ask
card,
us.
but for Manscaped and not us.
Yes. So go ahead,
Yeah.
manscaped.com, promo code BACONPOD, 20% off, free shipping. Call it a day. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Bring us in, Daddy.
Hey, we're here. I'm not going to do remember how I was doing it? I was doing the whole like,
Yeah.
hey, welcome everybody. But we have an intro prior to this happening. So I don't have to do that anymore.
It doesn't mean you can't talk in a smooth, buttery baritone.
Today on Bacon is My Podcast. No, joining us today is lead singer of the band Infected Rain. And dude, honestly, I'm not gonna lie, when we were kind of kicked this opportunity, I was like, she's one of the almost like the pillars of the like current brigade of women in metal, in rock and stuff like that. She's
I remember you were
at
telling
the
me that.
she's definitely at the forefront. Ladies and gentlemen, Lena Scissorhands from Infected Rain. What's going on, dude?
Thank you so much for such an introduction. I started blushing a little bit even.
Well, no, you know, honestly, you know, if especially over the past few years, like women in metal and rock have really started to kind of take the forefront and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And you are one of the people leading the charge, in my eyes. You know, you may not want to hear that. I know when people compliment me, I'm like, stop, please, no, that's not me. But
are
you
definitely very, pleasant, and knowing people's opinion on certain things, it's very pleasant as well, because when you work for so many years in a specific industry, and when you started so long ago in such a small country that some people still don't know exists, hearing that after so much work and so much time and so much energy that was invested in this project and in general in my career, it's flattering, but also it's nice to once in a while hear that from people, fans,
Right.
family, whoever it is coming from. It's nice. It makes you want to keep going, and it makes you want to continue being you know.
Yeah, absolutely. It's really cool that, you know, and especially, you know, you guys, you can hear interviews with her all over the place about her coming from a very small, you know, pretty poor country and stuff like that. Moldova.
Did I say that
Moldova.
right? Okay.
Yes.
You've moved all around. You've been in Italy. You've lived in Armenia, and you're here in the U.S. in Vegas right now, right?
You did your
in Vegas?
homework.
That's what we do here. We've got a
love
crack team of investigators.
Yes.
Nice.
The two of
Detectives.
us.
Yes, exactly. The two of us.
Our big team.
Yeah, well, it's good because you've done a lot of podcasts. So, like, I know a lot of people like to do print stuff, which I did do print stuff. I
did too.
cited it.
Yeah, I did
but it's easier. It's so much easier. I can work and then I can also listen to it. But yeah, what obviously, you know, for a lot of rock and metal bands and stuff like that, it's like, okay, I'm gonna go to the U.S. too. But what had you been to the U.S. prior to, you know, prior
Moving
to
here?
that? Yeah.
Yes, so I was actually visiting, my very first visit here in America was in 2013. And it was as simple as visiting a friend, which she's also from my country. And yeah, I had the right opportunity, the right time to do so. And I remember that year I actually visited 4 different states in America, actually, one being New York City. And this is how I met in person my vocal teacher, Melissa Cross. And that somehow started a chain of certain things I started doing and collaborations I started doing here in America. Also, I've started modeling when I was 19, and when I started posting that I am in America, I had some propositions for certain tattoo magazines and tattoo conventions to collaborate. So yeah, my first year was 2013, but I did work remotely a little bit with certain companies, and then 2015 is when I came here again, and it just made sense to you know, see how it will go, because I don't have relatives anymore in Moldova, only the band. So yeah, my entire family lives in Italy for over 20 years now. And it just felt like, why not? Let's give it a try. It's not my first time starting over. So I'm happy it happened that way. You know, some personal life stepped in as well at the time. So it kind of made sense to give it a new, fresh beginning. Let's say that. Yeah.
Now, what made you land in Vegas? And,
well, this is the
and also like once you, now that you're in Vegas, is there anywhere else that you'd want to live?
So the reason I'm in Vegas is because my friend actually lives here, and that's the place I visited first. And, you know, I've seen the life here in a way, and I've seen that the myth about Las Vegas is not quite right, because Las Vegas, when you live in Las Vegas, it's not really the city of constant party like everybody thinks. It's actually a pretty quiet lifestyle here if you choose to live here. Yes, you do have the option to party, of course, because Las Vegas never sleeps. But if you, you know, have a different type of job and it's not connected to the touristic industry here in this city, then yeah, your life is pretty quiet. In fact, you know, I'm in a pretty quiet area next to a mountain, and I feel very relaxed when I'm home, which is the goal, because my life is very hectic when I'm on tour already. So I don't want more of that. Now,
I love Vegas. I lived there for a year, and it was one of the best.
I really love it a lot. It became a little bit more popular as of lately. A lot of people from LA moved here because of the price changes and everything. But still, I still love it very much. I travel a lot for work, so I've seen the majority of America touring. I do like a little bit more states that have slightly more nature, slightly more green. Now, I haven't been everywhere in America yet, but yeah, who knows? For now, I love it here. Maybe one day I will move to a different state or a different country. You never say never, like they say. For now, I'm really happy where I am.
I wanted to ask, when did you start working with Melissa Cross?
She's been coming up a lot. She's been coming up a lot on the show, because she is amazing.
She is amazing. She changed my life as a singer. Like, I went to her, and it totally flipped on everything I was doing on its head. And I was like, oh shit. And it just changed everything.
Clicks.
So Melissa Cross is actually somebody that came into my life before I met her, obviously because of the DVDs that she had back in the day. In a, you know, now more than 13 years ago, I met her. I'm sorry, more than 10 years ago, I met her. But probably around 13 years ago is when I started studying every single thing that it was out there on YouTube or on her DVDs. I purchased both of her DVDs with, it wasn't even easy to ship them to Moldova. Like, I had to ask somebody to pay them to bring the DVD to me because no, it wouldn't ship to Moldova.
Wow. Okay.
Wow.
But I made it. I still have them, and I've literally watched them 1,000 times. And I've tried my best to learn by myself. But obviously, when I didn't know that I will have the opportunity to be in New York, I was actually visiting an ex-musician of Infected Rain. He only played 2 shows with us, and then he moved to America completely in 2008 or 2009, so like almost right away, first year of the band. He was our second guitar player at the time, and we kept in touch. So I was visiting him, and he lived in New York City at the time. So yeah, I wrote an email, and I was one of the luckiest people that had the opportunity to have a lesson with her in person. And since then, yeah, she definitely changed my life, my career, my view on many things. And she's just one of the very few people that believe in me specifically, unconditionally, no matter what I do. And yeah, she's been there for me in very difficult personal life situations. And she's been helping me recover after a surgery that I've had in the beginning of December. So yeah, Melissa Cross is not just a vocal teacher. She is more than a vocal teacher, for sure. She is a mentor. She studies your music specifically before she tells you anything. She's studied my live shows, my albums, and it gives her an idea on what can be improved and what is not necessary to do, or vice versa. You're doing fantastic already, or something. Depends. We are all very different, So, I met her in person in 2013.
Nice. I remember meeting her, and it was the same feeling where I went in for my lesson. I got to have one in-person lesson with her. And I did not expect her to have listened to anything that I did. I didn't know. And she was like, "Oh no, I've heard it, and I've heard this, and I like this, and and I was like, "Oh my God, you listen to my stuff?"
Yeah.
That's amazing.
She really does. And she is so genuine about it.
Absolutely. That's the best. That's the most important word is how genuine she is.
I've never met her. I've done webinars and stuff like that with her. But of course the DVDs, those are like the Bible,
right?
Yeah, for sure.
For me, when I first started screaming, it's funny because he doesn't do the screams and stuff, and every once in a while him and another buddy of mine, they're always like, "What do you do? How do you kind of get into it?" And I was like, "Well, when you first get into it, you just got to find the spot that doesn't fucking hurt all the time."
That's the thing. It's not what she teaches. It's not only for screamers.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
That can be even for actors or teachers that speak a lot to big audience.
Just how to take care of your voice.
Yeah, the webinar thing, she does a lot of spoken word stuff, too.
Oh, yeah.
Which is really cool. She just seems like, for me, as an, I've never met her before, she just seems like the cool aunt. Right?
Oh, yeah. She is the most humble person, and she will find a unique way to you, to your heart, to your soul, so you can understand what she's talking about. When I met her in 2013, my English was not as it is now. My English was never really bad because I've studied languages in the university, and I've always been passionate about languages, but it was not as good. And still, she found a way to talk to me in a way that I understand. And I still have that first lesson, the audio of that first lesson.
Me too, on my phone, yeah.
Yeah. I've had many lessons in person with her, maybe around 10. I don't remember exactly. I've tried always, when I have the opportunity to be in New York, to visit her, to plan it in advance. But I've done some online stuff with her, and over the phone, and she's just great. I can talk about this person forever. for sure. So
Well, and I mean, obviously you've put it to good use because you have a unique vocal style. When you listen to your music, you hear everything from very, very Fry screaming to, like, I mean, you just released music that's incredibly well sung, beautifully, beautiful tone to your voice without using any of the rasp or any of the extra aggressive vocals. You're able to kind of do both, which is really cool.
Thank you. So thank you so much. I'm just trying to have fun, you know. My goal is to deliver a specific emotion. If I manage to do that, then goal completed. I know I'm not the most skilled or the most talented vocalist out there. There are so many insane voices out there. But my goal is to touch people's soul and to deliver that emotion. And if I succeed there, that's awesome.
That makes all the difference, you know. And I think it goes back to, you know, when we were talking about Melissa Cross saying genuine. I think when you're genuine about what you're writing and what you're singing and what your communication, then you're genuinely going to reach people with it. And I think that's a big difference. And I also think that that's probably why, one of the reasons that your band and you have gotten the attention that you're getting, and why you are looked at as Mike said, one of the pillars why you're standing out, is because of that. I think it is.
Thank you.
You know, I think there is that talent there. You have to have the talent, but I almost think that talent is like a second to being able to genuinely communicate with people. I think that's
probably
the more important thing.
When it comes to that, I even though Melissa Cross always tells me I have a lot of talent, you know, as a vocalist, I still feel like, you know, I never studied music before this band, and I feel like it's just a lot of hard work because honestly, no matter how talented you are, if you don't put in the work, sooner or later your talent won't matter as much. So both together is amazing, but often you can put the hard work, and even if you don't have the talent from scratch, like you weren't born with this insane like sense of rhythm or insane voice or whatever, you know, but you can put the hard work and at least be the best version of who you could be.
Absolutely. There's a lot of singers that aren't particularly the greatest technical singer in the world that have reached people and changed the game. And you know, look at someone like a Bob Dylan, look at someone like an Ani DeFranco, look at somebody like Kurt Cobain. Look at, you know, like these aren't looked at as like, oh, they're technically amazing singers. But what they do,
not everybody can be Freddie Mercury.
Nobody,
even though
nobody can be Freddie Mercury.
I would love to, but
nobody can be Freddie Mercury. That's the best of all time.
I know.
Absolutely.
He's born that way, though. He was. He put a lot of work into it, of course.
Yeah.
But
but
you know, that's one of the best examples where like this person just was born with it.
Yeah,
for sure.
He was an alien. Quick reminder that this show is brought to you by our brand new sponsor, Mythical Beards. Check them out, mythicalbeards.com. You can get stickers, you can get hoodies, you can get all that kind of stuff, but most importantly, you can get shit for your face.
Keep your beard fresh, keep it clean, keep it groomed. If it's good enough for Mick Foley, god damn it, it's good enough for us.
I'm wearing the Kraken right now.
I am actually wearing the Dracula.
Nice.
And that's why I smell like an old-time barbershop.
If you go to mythicalbeards.com and use the promo code
BACON15,
you get 15% off your entire order. The show is also brought to you by our good friends at GrillYourAssOff.com, where you can also get 15% off of your order of all spices, grilling rubs.
They're delicious freaking sauces.
Yes, delicious sauces, all that kind of stuff. Every season is grilling season if you like to cook.
Yes.
So definitely check it out. GrillYourAssOff.com. Use the promo code
BACON because it'll keep grilling season all year fucking long.
15% off with the promo code. 10% off at drinkwildbills.com, where you can get all kinds of great sodas, which we've seen lots of mixers for. So keep sending them in. Hashtag drinkwildbills. Hashtag what's your bacon. Send us your beverage options.
Of choice.
And also poddex.com. You can see them in another part of the show.
Yes, indeed.
But both of those, 10% off, use the promo code BACON. So
Yes.
check it out. Let us know what you think. Let us know what you got. Use them. Find them. If you can't remember what we just said, go to baconismypodcast.com. Everything's there. Check it out. Thanks for watching. It was amazing.
I was wondering, because I know that, Infected Rain was your first band.
Yes.
But you used to call into radio shows that you would have to perform songs that you wanted to hear on the radio.
Yes.
And so was singing around the house kind of like something that you always did? And what made you kind of tap into, what came first? Was it singing or was it screaming?
Oh, well, it was kind of both together in Infected Rain. Before Infected Rain, I did not have anything connected to music. There's only one slightly different thing that is connected to music in my family. Both of my parents were dancers, and that's how they met. And even when I was already born, I did my first steps on the stage. That's like the only music connection that I ever had growing up.
Well, I think what's even cooler about that story is your first steps were on the stage that you had your very first show on.
Which is
if that's not life,
that is
like
insane, yeah.
saying something to
Full
you,
circle
I
there,
don't
yeah.
know what the
My
hell.
mother told me. I didn't even know it was the same place, because obviously I started walking very, very early. Nobody was expecting me to just start and walk around. They brought me to the rehearsal studio, which they would rehearse on an actual stage, because it's a lot of people. It's like a big band of dancers. So they were dancing, and all of a sudden, from that place where I was put to watch, I guess, so they can see me somewhere not too far, I just started walking on that same stage. And in 2008, many years after, I called my mom to tell her all about this first show. And she's like, wait a minute, where did you guys perform? She's like, that's where you did your first steps.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
That is really cool.
That is like one of the coolest stories that I've heard in
That's serendipity. You know?
Yeah.
It sure is.
For sure.
Pretty awesome.
We're talking a lot about music and stuff. I know you've dealt with addiction and stuff, so I would really like to know about your addiction to coffee.
Yes.
I was like, wait a minute, what? Okay, yes. Hello, my name is Lena, and I'm not trying to make fun of anybody, by the way.
No.
I seriously, genuinely love coffee, and I cannot start my day without my first coffee and then contemplation. Mornings are for coffee and contemplation. So yes, I do love coffee very much. Normally let's say differently. Mainly, I drink espresso-based coffees, very simple, and I only need one a day. That's it.
Oh, wow, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean,
not a crazy addiction.
No, that's not
No.
a crazy addiction.
Although I need to rewind for 1 second and just say, thank you for saying that your name is Lena and not correcting me when I said Lena at first. And
Oh,
me
that's
too.
okay.
too.
No worries.
I've
know-
glad
listened
I
to
heard it
podcasts, and yeah.
That's okay. I know it comes natural to read it that way when you spell it, but yeah, it's totally fine.
So for all of you listening, Lena Scissorhands.
Yeah.
Well, I wanted to ask you about it because Italy. You've lived in Italy, and
Yeah.
I'm going to take a sip of my
strong,
coffee right
yeah,
now.
like
Do it.
strong coffee ties there and stuff like that. So, like, are you a coffee purist, or are you somebody that needs to doctor it up with this milk and sugar and this and
Okay,
that? Because
so
I'm a black coffee. It's got to be black coffee.
I did try variations just to understand which one I like the most. So I rarely like a big amount of coffee, but when I do is because I either I have a meal with it, and like let's say breakfast, right? And I have, time to enjoy my breakfast. So then I will have just espresso with a little bit of plant-based milk. No sugar, nothing else. Sometimes I can add some cinnamon. But other than that, if I need just something really fast, espresso with a little bit of cinnamon is fine. They have this thing called macchiato in Italy, which is just literally a couple of drops of milk in your super short espresso, just to give it that interesting taste, to take the bitterness away if you don't prefer it. I don't mind it. As I mentioned, I am only having one coffee a day, maximum super rare occasions when I didn't sleep for hours and I need to function, I will take the second one. It so happened that I was born with lower blood pressure than normal people. So that kind of helps me because it brings it up a little bit. Not to the point where I need to bring it up a lot, but yes, it fixes that slight headache of a lower blood pressure sometimes. But I do enjoy the taste as well. So that's all I need, one a day.
So I wanted to bring up tattoos really quick because I have two questions with that. One, I love the story that the Beneath the Surface video that you did was on a green screen. And I had never even thought that tattoos could start to disappear if they had green in them because of a green screen. That blew me away. So I was just wondering, like, how did they go about telling you that? Because I would have brought you in a room and I would have been like, you see how half your body's missing right now? See how,
but unfortunately, that's
see how you're invisible right now?
Yeah, exactly. So unfortunately, they don't see it right away.
Right.
Only people that work with green screen a lot, they have an eye for it. So it actually, it's not the first time that I encountered a similar situation.
Okay.
First time this happened was with Infected Rain. We were filming a music video that unfortunately never came out because it was more like a fun project for our guitar player. Years and years ago when he was studying videography and how to edit properly. Now he's a freaking monster and he does so many cool things, but at the time he was still learning, and so we were all into giving him this try, and we filmed an entire music video for this idea he had. Now it's funny because it was his dreadlocks he had a couple of dreadlocks painted green and his hair would disappear. So it wasn't really me, but it was with my band.
Right.
Now, second time is the story with a band that I joined recently. In fact, I joined this band a little after this situation happened. We are talking about Death Dealer Union, which is a band from LA, which I joined formally last year. But before that, we did film 2 music videos to give to people just as a guest artist. I was just invited to work on those 2 songs. And then slowly they wanted more songs, and I was working on more songs. And then all of a sudden they wanted me in the band. Now that's a different story. If you want, I can tell you more about it. But back to the green screen, when we were filming that, unfortunately, the person that was filming the music video did not have enough experience with the green screen and could not see that right away. And they found out about it months after when they finally sat down to edit it. Yeah. So unfortunately, it was not possible to film again.
Right.
So we had to just understand what to do with it and work around it, Unfortunately, I have zero knowledge when it comes to editing. It took me forever to learn how to edit certain things on TikTok.
Right.
Now, I will say I went back and watched the video a couple more times to try and find spots like that, and I couldn't find any, so they weren't obvious.
Yeah,
I'm sure they fixed everything too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I was checking anyway. I was just like, did they get it all? Did I miss anything? Where would that be?
Probably there are some frames or half frames here and there, but they've done a great job. It's just it's just like with everything. We learn from certain mistakes, so it's totally fine.
Yeah. Well, and my second tattoo question is, I was on your Instagram, and I saw you getting your new throat tattoo, which is awesome, by the way.
Thank you. It's not fully done yet. It's still fresh. It's 2 days old.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's really interesting. I have to keep my hair up high until it heals, obviously, for many reasons, you know.
Yeah.
And even the touch of dreads is like on the open wound is not really that.
Not the best.
Not the best feeling.
But I was taken aback by how remarkably, and I'm sure editing had something to do with it, how calm and easy you looked while getting a throat tattoo.
Well, that has an explanation. I've been helped a lot by certain new things introduced in the tattoo industry that help a lot with pain. Okay. There are numbing creams, numbing sprays that if and only if your tattoo artist knows how to use them can help. It takes that sharpness away. You still will feel a lot. It was a lot of pain. Honestly, I don't think I squinted as much as I did that day. And it's all that work, so it's a very long process.
Yeah.
However, it's a more gentle process. So even though you have to sit longer, but it's not like the line, you know, like, or like full packing collar, which I have on my body, you know, and I have nothing against it. It's just definitely helped a lot with the neck itself. It's very tender. Like, especially certain parts, it goes like all the way, this is it, all the way, you know, like on my shoulders, and then it goes behind my ear, and then on my face a lot. It's something I wanted done for so long, but I couldn't really choose or figured out who should be the one to do it. And not until, you know, I had so many tattoos by Ilya, which him and his wife became my super close friends. They are a couple from Russia that got stuck here during COVID, and then they fell in love with Las Vegas and decided to stay and open their business here, which I'm super proud of them.
That's awesome.
They are my best friends, and I am genuinely proud of their progress and their talent, and they are always so eager to tattoo me, and they want to put their art on my body, and their professional level is up there.
What's the name of that?
Do you want to shout out the name?
Oh,
of the
yeah,
place?
absolutely. Ilya and Naira Cascade. They are here in Las Vegas right now, but they do travel the world, and specifically America more now. They are both tattoo artists now, but Ilya is the one that does my throat at the moment. He did my entire back, and he did my fingers.
Nice.
Yeah, he's super talented, and it's just fun to get tattooed by people with good energy, with people that are so, you know, meticulous. And so he was more worried about this than I was, to be honest. It was funny. He was like, aren't you worried at all? I'm like, no, I trust you. So,
see, that's the worst thing someone could say to you. They're like, no, I trust you. And you're like,
you know,
oh, shit.
He said it because obviously it's my throat, and he understands that this is probably the most in-your-face tattoo that I'm getting in my life. Everything else you can cover, you know, but you unless you plan to like walk around with turtlenecks or scarves in your entire life 24/7,
which is not good in Vegas.
Yeah.
Or anywhere, you know, he understands that it's a very like open and so I have 2 tattoo artists at the moment that are working on my body at the moment, and he's one of them.
That's awesome.
That's so cool.
See,
I love both of them. Both of them.
I know someone to go to in Vegas.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, he only does ornamental type of tattoo, so if that's what you're looking for, then yes. If you're looking into getting something different, then I can suggest other people. I have a lot of friends in the tattoo industry.
Every time I have gone to get a tattoo, I usually what I'll do is I sit with my artist, and now he'll be like, "What are we doing today?" And I'll be like, "I don't know. What do you feel like? What do you feel like doing today?" And we'll just kind of bat around ideas, just because I like having someone work on me that that is into what they're doing and is excited to do it.
Using creativity.
Yeah. So I don't like to go like I'm not so. I guess I'm just maybe just flighty and open about it, but I never go with like I want this, it has to be this. I'm always just kind of like, here's how I'm feeling, here's some things I'm into. Let's build something, you know.
Yeah, same really. I do often give the idea or the ideas to go around, and then I just listen to their suggestions because they know better. 100%, they know better.
Yeah.
I'm not a tattoo artist. I don't even know how to draw at all.
I can't draw either. Yeah, I can't.
Yeah, I like my artist is he's great. I've been using him for a while and stuff, but yeah, I just kind of go with a plan. Like I just kind of go, yeah, I kind of want something like this, and he's like, oh, yeah, I'll just do it. That's fine. So he doesn't put a ton. He's done a little bit, but he doesn't put a ton of like things. But I haven't gone to. I've never like saved X amount of money up and gone to a tattoo artist to go, let's do something cool.
Oh, that's that's what I do now. The first couple tattoos I got, I went in with the plan and the idea and told them what I wanted, and they're my least favorite tattoos.
Yeah, because we don't know as well as they know composition-wise, color-wise. Everything. And I wish, for all the tattooers' sake, that people were a little more understanding when they go and get tattooed. Because
I agree.
Often there are people that know how to draw. They know the concept of composition or color or whatever. But still, that's not the same as tattooing. It's still not the same, even if you're great at doing it on paper.
Especially with color, too. Color is way different on skin. And it's different on different people, too. So to know how to do that well is, I mean, that's an art within itself.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Something that I want to hit back was you talked about how you can edit TikToks and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You kind of like when I first was like really, like I'd been in bands for a while, in high school and stuff like that, but finally trying to do it was around the same time, definitely earlier than Infect and Rain, but like how do you feel that being, because you guys were obviously DIY from in the beginning and stuff like that, but how do you feel DIY musicianship then in like 2008 differs from now in 2023?
Well,
I feel like it's just like, I don't even know, like you said TikTok and I'm like, I know. I hate it.
Trust me. So every single new app, every single new thing I am getting into takes me forever. And not because I'm not doing it on purpose, and I'm not hating on any social media. I am so grateful that we have so many platforms to literally spread the word for you, even if you don't go on tour. Back in the day, if you don't tour, nobody knows about you.
Right. Yep.
Nowadays, bands don't, like, when we tour so much, some bands are like, why are you touring so much? Like, it makes no sense to tour so much. And in a way, there's reason there. Because if you go too often to the same city, for example, even if it's once a year, but you go constantly to the same city, eventually people will be like, I'll go next time, because they come often.
Right.
Yeah, it tapers off, yeah.
Same goes vice versa, though. You are hoping for new audience, obviously. That's why you're going. That's the goal, is to hope that with the new album, after playing on big festivals, when you go back to the same city that you actually played 1,000 times, now it's going to be sold out. Or now the venue is going to be bigger. Because there's more need for your music, because you've done well, right? So I think one without the other doesn't really work very well. You do have to, however, be smart about these things. So that goes for YouTube. Like, so many people forever told me, you need your own YouTube channel, and because you can share so much cool stuff, and it took years. I was not procrastinating. I was just scared. I was like, no, I have to learn a new thing. How do I have, like, where to find time to learn?
It's the bandwidth, having the bandwidth to do it, yeah.
Yeah, but eventually you put enough time to learn it. You put enough time to promote it, and it brings new, for example, like, people can literally go there and find out so much about you, and stop this insanity of, we call it broken telephone. I don't know if you guys call it the same, when somebody says something about you and then somebody else adds to it and adds to it, and in the end it's not even close to the truth.
It's this embellished weird story that the facts aren't right and the rules don't matter.
One thing maybe is right, but so much was attached to it in time just because people don't have other sources of information, right? That's how it was back in the day when with bands that we grew up with. There was no internet. There was only music channels and radio stations.
Right.
That's it.
And Kurt Loder.
Kurt Loder, yeah.
So
MTV News, baby.
Yeah, so if bands didn't do too many interviews, which a lot of musicians eventually are like, I'm not doing interviews anymore. You know, I've heard of that. People do that. Right. So, or vice versa. There are people that are like, just there was not so much need for interviews back in the day because the platforms were not that big. It was a couple of magazines, a couple of radio stations. That's all. Right? I mean, in the metal industry, I'm talking.
Right.
And at least that's how it looked from the country I grew up in. And to find information about like a band that you are into at the moment was impossible. If you barely could find out what's the name of all the musicians.
Right. True. Yeah. Now, do you feel though that like, so we have that now, we have that ability now, but do you kind of miss, or do we kind of like mourn the loss of the mystique of
yes and no
artists?
So obviously everything has to be in certain proportions for sure. A lot is a lot in everything. Not enough is not enough in everything. Right. So if we are able to keep a specific boundary or a specific balance to things, then no. But unfortunately, it's very difficult to find that balance because this balance is different for everybody. You know, when people ask me often, you know, people like yourself that have a podcast or a talk show or a YouTube channel or they write for a magazine or something like that, they often ask me, is there anything you don't want to talk about? And normally my answer is, as long as we don't talk about politics or religion, ask away. Right. And I'll be honest, if I feel like your question is too much, I'll tell you. I'm an honest person. I try to be. I really try to be. If I think that your question is, I don't know, too much, I will tell you. Or if I feel like I'm not, you know, qualified enough to answer that question, I will say that. Yeah. So, but other people get offended or don't want to do interviews anymore because some people cross the lines and invent shit about you. And you're like, seriously? What the hell?
Yeah, I'm actually...
with people that didn't even know the band's name, so...
Right, yeah. Right. Well, you're on the docket for the day, you know, or you're on that day's schedule. So it's like okay, I have an interview with so and so. What do I know about them? You know, and like go. I felt that way doing interviews before too. Is you go and you're like, they ask you questions that the answers are on the press kit that you sent them.
Yeah.
You know?
Yes. However, I want to add to it, though. There is a very beautiful part of this story, which is being super close to your fans, which also has its ups and downs. Unfortunately, I ate a lot of shit so far because when eventually your fans become too close to you, they think they can do or say certain things that they shouldn't. They just shouldn't, you know.
They think they have
or
a say
after, or after a drink or two, they think you're best friends just because you answered some of their questions when they DM'd you, or because, you know, not everybody is like that. The percentage is very small, but it's out there, and you have to be careful because I've had life threats. I was, you know, in really dangerous situations a couple of times as well. For a while, I had to like watch my back. It happens, you know, I don't know why people get like that sometimes. I don't think I gave them reasons, but you know,
it's that double-edged sword.
People can invent reasons for anything if they try hard enough.
But at the same time, the insane amount of goodness that comes from being closer to your fans is beautiful. Fans can be more accepting and more understanding of you when they know what you're going through. If you choose to share what you're going through, even you don't have to give details. You can just be, what a fucking rough day. you know? And yes, some of them be like, oh, what happened, you know? But others will be like, it's going to be okay. We are here for you or something. And it's sometimes it's enough. That's all you need. Even if it comes from a stranger that just loves your music, you know?
It's true. I think sometimes, I think it's easy to forget sometimes that when you're in a position of being the person that is in the spotlight, or the person that wrote the thing that meant something to somebody, or said the thing that made someone's day better, when you're in that position a lot, people can tend to forget that like you're also a human being that has a shitty day or needs somebody to bring you out of it.
Yeah.
And sometimes people don't even realize that they could be that thing that brings you out of it just by being nice.
Absolutely. And I am so grateful for having the fans we have. I love and cherish every and each one of them, even if I never met them, and even if I never spoke with them. I love and cherish every single person that just listens to your song or comments on your song or shares your music with their friends group that has the opportunity to come to your show and pay for that ticket. If it's more than that, like even more, of course, like if you can afford to like even support with a purchase of a merchandise item, or there's so many ways that you could make a difference in the musician's career. You don't even necessarily need to have money. Just spread the word in whatever way you can. You know, if you can buy a t-shirt and wear it and people will be like, whoa, that's a cool t-shirt, what is this? And you're like, that's my favorite band or something, I don't know, and the conversation starts. Or listen to Infected Rain loud with windows down in your car. Trust me, it works. I've had people tell me,
I agree, there you go,
about stories where they were like in the city and somebody would be like, what are you listening to, this is crazy good, you know, or something. I've had people say that, and I've had my vocal teacher telling me that there are young musicians that want to sound like me. It's just,
that's awesome.
It's insane.
That's crazy.
That's amazing.
That's got to be such a trip for you to be like.
It is a trip. It's the combination of so many emotions. But like I have goosebumps right now just bringing it up. Like she went out of her way to message me and say, I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you, and I've been there for you.
That's amazing.
When you were growing. So yeah.
That's really like I often ask writers, and I've asked to a lot of them, like when there was a moment where you felt like you did something for somebody else that music did for you in your life, what that first experience was like. And there's always amazing stories to go along with it when someone comes and tells you that like your song meant something to me, and you're like, holy shit, songs mean something to me. I did that. The influenced has become an influencer, and like all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But that had to be one. The fact that she called you to tell you is just incredibly outstanding. But the levels of amazing that had to bring to you, just to know that like. One, you're reaching people that you've never met. Two, you're influencing them and you are inspiring them.
It's really, really deep for sure.
Yeah,
we can talk about this forever, but I just want to say that it works vice versa the same. While the entire world was going crazy and we were in our first lockdown, I was alone. And I was lonely, and I was just finally slowly getting out of a very difficult time in my life. And I had nothing. My bank account were almost at zero. It was a very difficult time for me. And COVID started. I thought I'm going to die alone in my house, far from friends, far from my band, far from my music, like activities like touring, and far from my family. I was alone with my dog.
That'd be crazy. And
only because I had the love and support of my bandmates and the fans, I was able to get out of that state of mind and think positive. And eventually, with the help of the fans, and because they believe in what I do and in what Infected Rain does, I was able to build my own recording studio in my house, learn a fucking recording program. And till this day, I have it in my house and I record myself. And I've done so many songs that I've probably more than in my entire career, only in the past, I don't know, 3 years now? Almost 3 years since COVID started.
So you've learned about like recording and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Are
stuff
you
that I've done before by myself. I would always go to a studio.
Sure,
with
yeah.
a producer, and just he would tell me what to do and when and how, and he works the magic. Now I do it myself. I don't edit it. I don't work on it, but I had to learn the program. Obviously, only what takes for the vocals,
right? And
I had to learn to be my own critic, which is super hard because I delete everything.
I am
yes.
I suck at it. I suck at recording vocals on my own. Like if I'm gonna release something, I'm starting to realize that I suck at doing that on my own.
Not easy. It's not easy, but thanks to my producer, which is the same person I worked from the beginning of Infected Rain. I work with him till this day for all Infected Rain songs. Now, the new album of their Dealer Union that we are working on, all the featurings I've ever done always go to him first. He was and is always the best at understanding what I'm capable of and what I could do more. And he is so good at being like, this is great. This is fantastic. Because I'll be like sending him files, be like, I don't know. I've spent hours here and I'm not sure anymore. Please tell me. I can erase everything and start over.
Right.
He's like,
or at least give you a direction. Point me somewhere. Where am I not?
Yeah, and he is fantastic. Valuza Valentin.
So
he is actually the brother of our drummer in Infected Rain, which we actually met way before we had the drummer in the band.
Oh, nice.
Oh, wow.
He is also from Moldova, and we work fantastic remotely. I love it. I think I have the greatest producer, to be honest. I love him with my heart. Yeah, and that everything is possible, but I was able to do that only because the fans believed in me, helped me get out of that state of mind, and just were there for me.
That's so cool.
Yeah, like it's hard. It's easy sometimes to just not take a moment and think about how important all that is, because everything moves so fast, and you're always trying to like, we're in this business of, okay, how do we turn 1,000 people into 2,000 people into 5?
And that's still a problem. People try to find the solution, because the more we go in time, the more there's new gadgets, new apps for this, for that, and it's a constant learn. And only if you put the hard work, you will see results. Only if you put hard work. And
it's also super important to just stop every now and then and go, okay, that 1,000 that I have, that's 1,000 human beings and people that support and love what you're doing and pay attention and are invested and believe in you. It's easy to look at that as like we're trying to grow numbers and we're trying to do this and to lose sight of the fact that, like, hold on now, there's this many people that like give a shit about me. That have no reason to. It's so important to forget about numbers. So important. Numbers are very important, but the goal is to forget about numbers when you work. Otherwise, your work is not going to be genuine, because you're only focusing on numbers. So, I agree. Yes, I do see that Instagram changed his algorithm, and a photo that first would have 10,000 likes, for example, now barely gets 3, for example. I see that. I'm not blind. But does it bother me? No, I don't care. I don't care. It can have 1 like. Right. It's out of your hands. I put it out there for that one person. Right. Yep. I agree. 100%. Yeah. So, I think if more of the world realized that there's humans behind the numbers they use, we'd be in a better place. I think. No, but it's like that everywhere. As I said, I agree. Friends,
in a tattoo industry, and they also have this problem because the only way to promote art in general of whatever kind is online mainly. So even though they also tour and they do guest spots and they do tattoo conventions, and that helps a lot, but on an everyday basis, it's just what it is. You have to be present online just so people see you and suggest your work to somebody else and vice versa or whatever. And I see it. It's a problem of everybody right now. I hear it all the time, constantly. But as soon as you forget about numbers and you concentrate on hard work and concentrate on awesome projects, that's all it takes.
Yeah,
eventually, it will pay off.
Those are very wise words.
Yes, I agree.
They should be in bold in the description somewhere.
Yes,
because it really does make a huge difference in your outlook.
Oh, absolutely. I think it does.
Yeah,
and
I agree.
I've seen it.
100%.
For sure. All right. Well,
transition master.
It's time for a transition.
Let's do it.
I don't have anything. I don't have anything because we were talking about
I know.
awesome stuff and
we're gonna transition right now from real awesome shit to ridiculous.
Well, for me too, seeing your reaction and the way you feel about your fans and your appreciation for him and stuff like that, dude. That hit shit. That hit something.
No,
it's
I'm sure
yes.
It made me start picturing people in my head where I'm just yeah,
right.
G. And you know what? She's gonna watch this, and I just shouted her out, and she's probably gonna cry.
Oh,
and we love you, G.
Yeah, I mean,
and check out Infected Rain, G, because you will love that.
Yeah.
You will go crazy over Lena's vocals.
And you'll hope that when you go into the Maryland area eventually, G is at your show.
She'll be at your show.
You'll know she's there because there'll be a big circle, not with the person going fucking crazy right there. And that's the person
around her because she's having a better time than
everybody else.
Perfect. I already know the person.
Yes.
That's we miss that here in New York because she was here and that was our person. And people are like,
I give you shit all the time, G, but I love you.
People give shit all the time, but then they, since she's left, it's like, man, shows are just a little different. Oh, because the girl that is losing her shit at everything you do, mediocre or not, is not there. Yeah, right. Of course, it's different.
It makes a difference. It makes a difference.
Yeah,
we definitely have a girl that has a very distinct, cheerful, or whatever song that even after we watch, you don't have to see her there, you can hear her there.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Only she sounds this way. And we love her so much. She's actually been insanely helpful to the band. And she slowly became a very, very close friend of ours. And the way she promotes the band, the way she supports the band.
They make more than one.
Yeah.
They make more than one. That's amazing.
Well, I'm
so glad that you have that because we have that.
Yeah.
And it's incredible.
And G, she basically was like, well, you know what? I want to do that. And and we've been able to help her out. We produce one of her songs.
Oh, she's also a fantastic singer and a songwriter.
Yeah, great.
Nice.
She's a half deaf singer-songwriter. Who's fantastic. Yeah,
That's
really
insane.
really awesome story.
That right there is super inspiring.
Yes.
Absolutely.
We'll share that on in the description too.
Well, yeah, we'll share that. So
G, you owe us $20.
G, you're gonna get some free promo for your record. It's
Free promo for only $20. No, totally kidding.
Speaking of promo,
we need to promo
right
something.
now.
Oh, way to go!
See
way
that?
to go!
See that?
That's called a transition. We have a bunch of really awesome sponsors, and one of those sponsors is called Poddex. And what Poddex does is creates cards for people who are, have a hard time starting conversation, who don't have verbal diarrhea the way that we do. And they create different cards with, or decks rather, with different subjects, I guess, or topics, if you will. And within each deck is 50 questions. And what we like to have our guests do is pick a deck, and then we'll pick a question at random for you
Nice.
to answer.
Okay.
So that was a good one. And I don't... He always messes me up because I have to do this spiel, and he always looks at me.
It's
like,
the longest
you know that
spiel.
friend, you know that friend that like is waiting for you to mess up and is just like,
Yes.
you're going to do it. You're going to mess up now.
I just love
That's
watching
this
you.
guy.
I love
every
watching-
week.
I love
every
watching you
week.
put-
But sometimes somehow we're still doing
You
this.
put 100
True
words
love
in a
right there.
You put 100 words in a 30-word box. It's great.
Okay. But I did it.
You did it.
I did
You
it.
did it, man.
Verbal diarrhea.
Yes.
So, Lena, we've got episode deck, interview deck 2. Would you rather? What the heck? What the fuck? And how dare you?
Let's go for how dare you, just because you put so much.
Wait, which one?
You gotta say it
How
the same
dare
way,
you? Or
How dare you?
Then. There
Perfect.
it is.
Okay, now I heard you. Now I heard you.
Okay.
Now,
My dog was like, "What the hell, mom?"
Is that Luna?
It's
Luna
Lu-
is there?
It's right next to me. Oh,
Nice.
hello, Luna.
I was literally just as we were starting to record, like my little one was running around the backyard.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I gotta bring him out, bring him in here because he's like a little pot roast. Like he's amazing. He's amazing. A little bit of a pain in the butt sometimes. But
We are dog people as well. He
We're
has
dog
2.
people.
I have 1.
Perfect.
They're pretty amazing.
yeah.
Oh yeah, they are.
All right, so while Mike is shuffling this deck, I will just let everybody within the sound of my voice know that you can go to poddex.com right now. You can check out these decks plus more. They have an app. They have t-shirts and swag. The t-shirts are awesome because they're nice and soft and they don't chafe the nipples like bad t-shirts do. Everybody hates those t-shirts that are nipple chafers. These
That's
ones are
a problem.
nice. Yeah, it is a problem. These are
Especially
these are
concert t-shirts.
nice
Sometimes
ones.
they're like the
There's a lot of
like
bad
the
concert
super
t-shirts out
thick
there.
Gildan
Yeah.
tight like
They're the ones you buy from some dude a block away from the show. That's those shirts. So you can go there, go to poddex.com, put together a cart, use the promo code BACON,
because everything's better with bacon.
and get 10% off your entire order.
All right, we're gonna fan these bad boys out.
Fanning out the cards, I'm going to take this finger, the finger of power, and it's going to go from my left to my right, your right to your left. You tell me when to stop, and that'll be your question. We are moving.
Stop.
Stopping right here. Now, I will let you know that these cards, the question on the card can go from, really? That's so benign and kind of a lame question, to, what did you just say to me?
We met an hour and 15 minutes ago.
Yeah.
I don't know
It
you.
could be either one of those things. So let's see.
Okay,
Let's
good.
see what you got today.
It's the card's fault, not his,
All right.
but also his.
Okay. Lena, what is your favorite thing about the gender that you are attracted to?
Oh,
That's a very good question. So, my favorite thing is strong hands.
Strong hands.
strong
Yes.
hands.
Strong hands.
Now, how do you tell that they're strong hands? Can you see by seeing them? Or do you like look at hands and go, those are strong hands? Or
Sometimes
like,
you can, without, the actual touch. You
Right.
can sometimes. But obviously, the majority of the time, you need to feel it.
right.
It is what it is.
I feel
I'm
like
very feel it person. I don't care about words as much. Just
Nice.
make me feel. Don't tell me I love you 1,000 times a day. Just make me feel it, and that's yeah.
Then you know it. Then you
I-
don't have to say it.
I would like if you're listening to this episode, I want to clarify this a little bit too because you said it's not necessarily touch. If a woman is attracted to strong hands and it's the first time you meet her, don't give her an insanely strong hand. Because I have friends.
You're not applying for a job.
I have friends that are like real assholes about it who are like, yeah, strong, firm handshake, and like they'll crush your hand. You remember? Like,
Yeah.
We've had friends like that.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't think that's what you're looking for. You're not looking for.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We're talking about, like just the first thing that before you know the personality, we are
Right.
talking about those things. Obviously, if we were talking about the persona itself, the personality, the character that is
Right.
behind how we look, then my answer would have been different. But we were talking about, that
Yeah. What is that first thing?
first thing. First thing is what we see. Unfortunately, often, unfortunately, because the looks can be very deceiving.
Very true. Very true.
Agreed. But also not like super giant hairy knuckles, right?
That's not the person's fault that they
Could
hair.
be strong hands.
It could be.
Could be strong
It
hands.
could be strong hands.
Strong hands. Okay. My old bass player used to think it was hilarious to give somebody the weakest, like dead fish handshake. Like when you go to shake his hand, he'll do one of these like barely touch your hand things. And straight face it. He'll look you dead in the eye while you do it. And then he'll turn around and come back to us and he'll just be giggling to himself the whole time because he's like, they didn't say anything. That's great.
Well, that's really interesting because I'm really not a very, only if you are somebody I know and you're my friend, I'll give you a hug when I see you, right?
Right.
But normally, I am not a very touchy person, for a while. I keep distance. I actually prefer people not touching me because, unfortunately, this little boundary was overstepped so many times that I felt very uncomfortable around me because of that. So I keep that distance until we see each other more than once at least. And I'm like, oh yeah, I remember you. You're cool or whatever. And that space in my life. You have that cool space in my life, even if we are just friends, we are talking about that. But obviously, this is not what the card asked. It asked about an actual attraction, a physical attraction. So I answered.
Like that.
I think I think it's interesting because immediately when you said that, my brain went to that's one of the unfortunate things about that can happen with being a woman in the industry too, is that people tend to think that depending on how you present yourself, they can act in a certain way. Right?
Oh, yeah. But not just being a woman. Honestly, I've seen it done to men so much, and they're
that's true. I thought about that. As soon as I started thinking of that, my brain went to I remember times where I invited the crowd on stage, and I had a bunch of people on stage, and there were people that were touching my band and myself in incredibly inappropriate ways. For just to do it, and it was hey, we're just singing a song together here. What's going on? What is this? So I do remember. I had to correct myself in the middle of thinking it because it's true. Yeah, you don't know. I don't know. People tend to just kind of think everything's okay because.
Oh, I don't. I tell you straight up. How dare you?
That's good. Yeah. How dare you?
Yes. Yes. I remember one of those times, actually, I was up there and I wanted to touch you inappropriately, but instead I had to pick somebody up off the stage that was singing Creep by Radiohead and just went...
I tell you dropped. But we've known each other long enough to where if you touched me inappropriately, I would have just laughed.
Exactly. That's we are talking
you
about.
You probably would have...
Is it really inappropriate?
You would have done twice as bad, actually. You would have done twice as bad.
That's true. Just be ready to get it back if you do it.
So, Lena, we've taken up a lot of your time.
Yes.
But we do have...
This was fun.
We do have a few questions because we've seen that there's a YouTube page out on the internet. Yeah.
On Bananas, you do an interview show.
Yeah.
That's called Party Time Excellent.
Yes, it is.
I, as a Wayne's World fan, first question, are you a Wayne's World fan?
Yeah.
Duh.
Yeah.
The movies or the sketches? Which was your first experience?
The movies.
The movies? Nice. Me too. I saw the movies before I knew what the sketch was.
Yeah.
My girlfriend had never seen either of the Wayne's World movies, and I just made her sit through both of them. And
come on.
Nice.
Annie, do better.
We have a long list of movies she hasn't seen.
Damn.
It's part of it's
No, that's awesome.
It's a thing. It is a thing.
Cool because when your significant other grew up watching certain movies and you grew up watching other movies, it's really cool when you are together to share this is how I grew up, and this is how I grew up. You know.
Yeah.
I feel like
Well,
with Annie's case,
only-
she watched one movie.
Yeah, she'd only seen Jaws, Mean Girls, and the original and the Batman movies. Those were her only, and those are great movies.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
If that's what you're
Anthony
basing it
grew
on,
up
cool.
watching many movies.
Yeah.
I didn't. I didn't have the opportunity. I didn't really have. I wasn't one of the cool kids that had the VCR reader or whatever. I did. I mean, the cool channels that we started having, I was already like 17 probably. So like as a child, I was watching whatever was on TV channel that everybody was watching, you know. So I didn't. So I'm catching up now, and I love it. I'm a big movie nerd.
I think in her case, it was more that she's just more driven and more hard worker than anybody I've ever met in my life. She's a singer in a punk band, and
it's amazing.
Crazy driven. So like, I think she was probably creating shows and booking bands and working with venues. At least I know she was at like 13. So she was like, I got time to watch movies. I'm making money and I'm booking shows and putting my band on the road.
Which is absolutely amazing. I've learned to have space for a movie a day. Yeah. Like I've learned that because it's in a way. Hello, Bobby. Hello. It's in a way my relaxed time. Mm-hmm. Like if I had a super long day and I worked the entire day, the evening around dinner time, for the majority of the time, I try to just sit down and enjoy good food with a good movie. Because I feel like when you don't reward yourself for hard work, eventually you burn out very 100%. Easily. So if I don't have much planned for the day, then I have other ways to relax as well. I like reading. I like, nature. I like, sports or like, I mean, just like going to the gym, not being part of a team or something. And I don't know, there are other things that relax me and they are awesome to have in your life, like taking a bath once in a while instead of a shower or something like that, But however, like with movies is what I do is like I eventually started doing that for myself because I'm like, okay, a movie disconnects you from the reality because you get involved in a completely different world. Mm-hmm. So it's so good for our brain to sometimes disconnect, even if what we're watching is a horror movie or a drama, and you're like,
it's not your drama. It's not
it's not your drama or your horror.
I get it. I totally get it.
To get back to where we're going with this, your Party Time Excellence show. Now that I know how you relax, I want to ask you a couple of questions that you ask people on your show. So one. Yes, what's a party for you?
Oh, nice. A party for me is when I have close people around me and we just talk about life. We just catch up on things, and that's a party for me. Often, it doesn't have to be a very big amount of people. It's often, 5 people or slightly before 10. That's a party for me. And
social gathering.
It can be
to some people.
Socializing, yes, because I do work a lot, especially from home. And when I'm on tour, I have to be like on a pretty strict schedule. Yeah. I don't party after the shows. I don't stay and talk too much for too long because even Melissa Cross says it. Zip your mouth after your show and rest. Instead, I often go to the Merc table just to be there for the fans. So, I try not to talk as much. But yeah, I don't party on tour. This is like what I do when I have the opportunities to see my friends. It can be for whatever reason. It can be with a drink, without a drink, with food, without food. This is party for me. It's like, nice. Okay, going on.
Nice.
Next question.
Next question is, what are you tired of answering?
Oh, I have a very big list for you guys.
Can I ask you one? How'd you get your band name? No, I'm just kidding. I'm totally kidding. We said we're not gonna ask it.
Right.
How does it feel to be a woman in the metal industry?
Right.
I don't know how it is to be a man in a metal industry.
Right. So you don't know the difference.
So, what did your parents say when you started getting tattooed so much?
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah.
What else? is there?
That
Like,
sucks.
Yeah, like pretty much these three are like the most like, "Oh, really? Or how many tattoos I have?
Right.
No, it's all one.
I tell people
Like,
I have
it's-
2. They're just 2 big ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
So-
feel like I feel like especially like now, why would you ask how do your parents feel? I don't know. Fucking ask anybody.
Yeah.
What? How
Are
do
you
your
interviewing
parents
my
feel?
parents? That'd be a great question for my parents.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
When I send my mom, okay, so let me answer you this. When I send my mom a picture of, the half throat that I have done going on right here, I'm finishing this in 3 weeks. First, she was like, "That looks so beautiful. Is that for a music video?" And I was like, "No, Mom, this is a new tattoo." And she's like, "I was hoping it was for a music video, but it looks great." My mom is very cool about tattoos. All my sisters have tattoos. Yes, I am the oldest one, so I did start that chain kind of. I feel like I'm guilty of it. My mom constantly told me growing up, be careful what you do. Your sisters are taking examples from you. And I always said, no, they don't. They don't care about me that much. They don't take example from me. But even subconsciously, in a way, they don't do it on purpose, but they did definitely try to listen to metal, try to have tattoos, try to have, like, I don't know, black hair when I used to have just black color hair for a very long time. Hey, you want to say hello? Come here. Come here.
Yes. Show us Luna.
Oh, there she is.
Hello.
What is up? Aw.
This is my baby. Yes.
If you were
And
if you were
often-
just listening to this show,
Go to
you should go to
StrangerHoodTV.com.
StrangerHoodTV.com and you should take a look just so you can see this beautiful dog.
This is a mini schnauzer. She's a little more than 4 years old, and she is constantly on tour with me. She even goes to some tattoo sessions with me
Nice.
because she's a hypoallergenic service animal.
Awesome.
Oh wow, that's fantastic.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Bruce is a service animal, but he's not hyperallergenic.
yeah.
But he is a service animal.
Oh man,
My dog's name
Wheaton's-
is Bruce Wayne.
Bruce Wayne.
Yes.
Nice.
My bigger dog's name is Bane.
Yes. So
Beautiful.
we've got the Batman connection.
Beautiful.
My in-laws used to have a Wheaton Terrier. Mm-hmm. They are also hypoallergenic. I had
There are
and
so
it's
many
funny
dogs.
because like they're so like fluffy and kind of like curly that you'd be like, they're not. No way.
My mom has a golden doodle, and it's
Yeah.
also
Yeah, those are
hypoallergenic.
hypoallergenic. I have a friend that has 2 of them. It is obviously very important often because certain places you go deal with food, or certain places you go, you stay so close to people, like for example, in an airplane, and people can be like, I'm allergic to dogs. There's no way I can sit
Right.
next to you or something.
Yeah.
And I have one of the most talented photographers that became my friend. He's allergic to every single fur creature on the planet besides Luna.
Oh well,
Luna
good.
is the only animal that
Bonus.
never gives him. Even hypoallergenic dogs would give him problems. And I've stayed at his place because we worked at a very big project. And he's like, this is amazing. Like, I love animals so much and I can't have them. So yeah, some animals just don't have those specific glands that,
Right.
you know,
And danders. Dander
Yeah.
too is like another thing.
it's their skin and you know, it's many things that you can be allergic. It's not necessarily the hair itself that falls down.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
All right. Well, like you said, we've taken up so much time.
Sure.
At this point, so I want to let you go and let you have the rest of your day. Thank you for spending so much time with us. We
Thank
really,
you
really
guys.
appreciate
Your
it.
questions were fun and time flew for sure.
Awesome. Cool. That's
Well, that's a good sign.
that's part of the fun.
Yeah.
So while we're here at the end, I want to ask you again. Now we've talked about a bunch of stuff, and we've talked
Yes.
about. I mean, we've gotten a little bit into
Travel.
how much you love travel, you
Food.
love food, you love Luna.
Dogs.
I mean, Luna could be your bacon. There could be a lot of things that make your life better or make your life more interesting. The first time we asked, it was music, and why that's definitely an obvious one and definitely there. I will ask you again, having had this conversation and talked about more stuff, is there anything else that you're thinking about when I say, Lena, what's your bacon?
No, for sure. The list is endless. Like, I can create a beautiful list, but if I had to pick one, it would always be music.
Nice.
Because it's just the best vehicle for emotion. It is. It's the best. Hello, hello.
Luna's like, yeah, what about this face? What about this face?
But I am very blessed with having Luna, and she puts a big smile on my face every morning. She sleeps with me, and every morning I start by cuddles. And if you want your day to go awesome, start your day with cuddles. Cuddle
Yes.
someone. And
Yes.
that's how your day is going to be beautiful.
I'm not going to lie.
I love that.
Every morning, almost every morning, it's either coffee in bed with Jen.
Yeah.
We watch Parks and Rec, or like a 30-minute quick show, or get the kids. The kids are great too.
Yeah.
Dogs are great, but
It
Yeah.
can be anything for anybody. You know, she is my everything. She saved my life, literally. So I cannot survive without this creature right here.
That's awesome.
love it.
My mornings are better because on the days that I have Annie and Bruce both.
Right,
But at least when Annie's on tour, I still have Bruce.
right.
When I'm out, it's nowhere near as fun.
No,
It's nowhere
No,
near
no,
as
no.
Oh my! But even touring with a dog next to you, it's so much more interesting.
oh, that's got to be so much better.
That's got to be super cool. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
I
yeah.
haven't brought Bruce on tour. He's gone on tour. Bruce has gone on tour with Joan Jett.
Yeah.
So that's pretty amazing.
That's great.
But I haven't.
Yeah.
So he's way more important.
Well, obviously.
I've I wake up when I'm on the road. It's usually like
Sometimes with
somewhere
me.
near you.
Snoring.
Somewhere near you.
Snoring pretty badly.
Or
Or
my-
stories
or
of,
my
hey
band.
man, I think you got sleep apnea.
Because my guitar player has one. Anyone whichever thing I travel with, someone has sleep apnea. So I'm just like, oh my god.
Sorry.
You know how many pillows are too many? None, because I'm just gonna pile them onto your face.
Well, you do understand that people that snore don't necessarily have sleep apnea.
No.
Sleep apnea is mainly when they stop breathing.
When they stop breathing.
The reason, and it's funny because it's something I'm trying to study because of a close person in my life not sleeping very well. So I didn't know that either. But when you snore, it's not always necessarily connected to you stopping to breathe. It's actually vice versa. You do breathe, but you do breathe, something is in the way, or
Yeah, they have. Some people do like they have a mouthpiece.
The mouthpiece, yeah.
That like stops them from breathing through their mouth, so that they actually breathe
through their nose.
more deeply through their nose and less. Whereas sleep apnea, like you forget to breathe, like it shuts off.
Correct.
Yeah, I
Joe
I feel
Coy
like
has an incredible
Oh my
bit
God.
on sleep apnea. If you
got Netflix
stand-up comedy shows and you like Netflix, Joe Coy's newest Netflix show.
Oh, I haven't watched that one yet. I really.
Oh my
I
God.
really
His-
think
Do
you
it.
guys are funny.
the sleep apnea thing,
bit-
well, first off he's like, I think you have sleep apnea.
Right.
And then he's like, but also we're on a trip. Now that we're on this trip, you need to watch this now.
Right.
And yeah,
Dude, it
hilarious.
Like, my whole body hurt. It was laughing.
Oh, I'll
Like,
watch it.
laughing
I'll
so
watch
hard.
it.
Yeah.
You should
Right
definitely
after I'm done with some work today. Thank you
recommendation.
yes,
Yes.
yes.
It's so good. It's so good.
I feel like we could talk to you about like everything.
I do
yeah.
too. Like you're fun to talk to. Like
Yeah.
that. Thank
Thank
you
you.
so much. Thank
Yeah.
you for.
No, thank you guys.
This has
You're
been
very
s-
fun to talk to.
This has been awesome. So definitely, like let's do this again and let's continue this.
Absolutely.
But for everybody that's listening, just please let them know the Blu-ray's coming out in just a couple days.
Yes.
So let them know where they can find Infected Rain, where they can check out the Blu-ray, what's coming out, and how they can reach you.
Where they can buy the merch.
And buy the merch, yes.
Yeah.
So a lot is actually coming out this year. And the most recent is a Blu-ray DVD of a show that we actually filmed for our 13th anniversary, which was around the pandemic time. It's a very big show that has 21 songs, all played live. Some songs that we never played before, some songs that we haven't played in years. It's a great experience with insane production. And because of the love and support we got when it came out digitally for people to enjoy, we decided to immortalize this, and it's coming out April 14th. And there are small little clips on Napalm on the label's YouTube channel. And you can see some of it if you're curious. I believe there's 2 songs out already, and another one is coming out from that live show. Now, you can purchase it on Napalm's official web store, and you can purchase a lot of merchandise connected to Infected Rain there. And on infectedrain.com, you can find unique merchandise that is fully created by us. We are the artists behind the designs. Our guitar player, Vidik, is insanely talented like that. So, yeah. That's what's coming next, but we have so much more in the oven. I am currently working on our very first album with Death Dealer Union, which, like I mentioned before, is a band that I joined recently and that had a lot of love. We are also signed by Napalm Records, so things are going to be high level, high quality, and super fun. We've been filming music videos, and we've been working on this album for a long time now. I couldn't post much about it. That's why people don't know. But sometimes this year, closer to autumn, I believe, we will release this album. And also, Infected Rain is working on a new album that will come out in the beginning of next year. But before that, we will give you some music videos with Infected Rain as well. Now, we are going on tour in Europe for summer festivals and club shows, starting May, finishing September 15th or 16th, something like that. And after that, very soon, and you guys are going to be the first ones to know, we will announce an American tour that will happen this year in autumn with some amazing musicians and friends of ours. So it's going to be a really good package. So stay tuned and, you know, keep an eye on social media for announcements.
Nice.
Awesome.
Hopefully you'll be in the New York area. And if so, maybe
New York, New Jersey.
Maybe we can share a beverage with you at some point, but we'll at least come to the show and check it out.
We can look at each other silently after the show.
Yes.
Awesome. Lena, thank you so much for joining us. And everybody, please remember to always ask yourself every single day a super important question. Jimmy, explain why is it?
What is the thing that makes your day a little bit better? What is the thing that makes your life a little bit happier? What is that thing that adds to it? You're having a bad day and this thing happens and it's a little bit less bad of a day.
And it makes it a little bit of a French, not French kiss, a chef's kiss.
A chef's kiss or a French kiss, whichever you're into. Whichever one you're into. Less tongue in one, more tongue in the other. No worries, it's all good. Whatever it is, remember to ask yourself every single day,
what's your bacon?
What's your bacon? Welcome back.
Yep.
We said it was going to be great.
We knew it.
It was great.
We knews it.
We know it was long. Thank you for spending the time. We had such a good time with her. We're definitely going to have her back on. We know you guys had a good time with her too. Definitely go check out Infected Rain's stuff. Check out her stuff. Man, just cool people. Cool people are cool people. It was awesome. So, again, thanks for hanging out. Thank you guys for your attention and your patience. Hope you had a good time.
Absolutely.
Check us out at baconismypodcast.com to find out about
all of the things.
Everything. All the things. We talked a little bit about wearing band t-shirts. You know, we also have some Bacon is My Podcast t-shirts. So
like
you can
this
check
one
out.
right
He's
here.
got one on right now. We got that one. We got the cool more bacon one. We got some hats. We got all kinds of fun stuff on there. Check that out. If you do buy something, take a picture of yourself in it, post it on the socials with hashtag What's Your Bacon, and we will repost it and we will share it as much as we can. We love to see it. Thank you guys.
Maybe
so
we'll give you
much.
something else.
Maybe
we'll give you something else as well. Also, big shout out to the patrons over at patreon.com/baconismypodcast who get all of these episodes early and ad free.
Yeah.
Some of them, I mean, it doesn't get much earlier than live, right?
Yeah, live.
So sometimes discussion and drinks, we do them live. We do them live on a Sunday. We do them live on a Saturday. Whenever we do them, we let you know. We let you weigh in. So check it out. Lots of different tiers that you can join in on.
Yeah, they're all fun. They're all fun, good times. You can find you
at me my own self Mike personally.
Yeah,
my
I was
band,
gonna say it, but then I was like, I'm just gonna let you say it.
Yeah, at Something Heavy Music on the socials. My band Something Heavy has a brand new single coming out. It is called Separate Ways.
Yes,
it is not a Journey cover.
No,
but I hope you enjoy it as much as you would a Journey cover.
I hope you enjoy it as much as I enjoy it. I
hope you enjoy it too. But yeah, we got a new single coming out. We're going to have content coming out following it. Lyric videos, playthrough videos, all of those things are going to be available on strangerhoodtv.com.
Nice.
Jimsy.
Jimmy G's Shoes on all the socials. My band is called Craving Strange. You can find us at cravingstrange.net, where you can find all of our music and all of our links and all of our stuff. We have new music coming out all the time. I don't know if we have something coming out soon. We're writing a bunch of stuff. We have a bunch of stuff in the works. We have shows coming up.
I'm busting his chops.
Yeah, we have shows coming up and all that kind of stuff, so definitely check that out. Mike and I are in separate bands, but we also make music together. That music is by a collective band called Bacon Is My Passion, which is what started this whole thing anyway. So check out Bacon Is My Passion on all the streaming services, but also we're in the middle of recording a brand new EP that we are doing live on our Twitch, twitch.tv/baconismypod. Every Thursday we go live. You get to be a part of everything: the songwriting, the song tearing apart, the talking to a producer, the tracking, the coming up with ideas, the me making Mike rearrange drum things and move things around and take things out. It might be boring as hell for some people. It's going to be super cool for other people.
Yeah.
Check it out. See if you like it. Let us know. If you don't like it, cool. Let us know. Whether you like or dislike anything that we do, let us know. Whatever service you're on, let us know. There's a way to
give us reviews.
There's a way to rate us on that service.
Give us 5-star reviews. Give us likes. Whatever. If you give us dislikes or 1-star reviews, let us know why.
Yeah.
We'll fix it, or maybe not, or
not.
maybe we just give you the finger
Maybe.
like that,
Maybe
just like
we'll give
this,
you the finger.
like this. And until then, always remember to ask yourself one super important question: What's your bacon? And also,
World peace.